Are in your bulletin there. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings, see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings, see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence. It's spring, what can I say?
Yeah.
But I do.
Nothing to sneeze at or cough at.
I do want to finish this. And the last little bit is worth it. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place.
Good morning. Welcome to Sunday service. All of our little spring allergies and runny noses and weird coughs. Let's start our time together today with a reading from the Daily Word. Sunday, April 26th. Today, if someone asks you how you are, I suggest you smile and respond, I am blessed. This simple declaration will set the tone for the day, encouraging you to notice blessings, large and small, especially the little things you may take for granted. You will also be mindful that God is the source of all of your blessings. We find our greatest blessing is in grounding ourselves in God's grace. It brings us peace, calms our fears, and is a bright guiding light in dark and difficult times. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus described the blessings of life, reminding those gathered that the truest wealth is not measured by money or power. We take those words to heart and feel deeply grateful. We are spiritually blessed, enriched by God's unwavering love. The scripture today from Matthew chapter 5, verse 8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. The opening statement you'll find inside your bulletin. I am blessed with peace, calm, and the love of God. Let's say that together. I am blessed with peace, calm, and the love of God.
Here's one y'all know, I guarantee it. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been waiting for. Sing it. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Sing it. Here we go. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue sky. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
We're clapping for that great cover and the fact that it is true. Right. Wasn't the drive in this morning beautiful? Do you forget sometimes what an amazing place we live? Because I really don't. I look around every single day and think, it is so beautiful here.
And there's a volcano over
And there's a volcano, a couple of them. When I was flying back from California a couple weeks ago, the guy sitting in the seat next to me had never flown into Seattle before. And so we had the blinds closed because it was a fairly early flight and it was bright and too warm in the airplane, you know. And so all of a sudden we're getting ready to land and I pull the window shade open and there's Mount Rainier right there. And I said to the guy, perfect time to look out the window. And he says, is that Mount Rainier? I said, that's the one. So, oh, wow, I've never seen that. That's amazing. It's like, yeah, it is. Well, I'd like to introduce you to the people who are serving you today. You were greeted by our ushers, Mary and Nadine. Our social hour is being hosted by Dora Faye and Luann. Audio-video support's being provided by Rick and David. You, of course, have heard our wonderful musicians, Sally, Doug, and Richard. My name is Cindy, and if Sally and Doug and Richard are here singing, that means Doug Beneke is speaking this morning. Yay! We have had occasion in the past to split them up where they come and just sing, or Doug comes and speaks without the musicians, but in a perfect world, it's the whole team together. I like it. I'd like to remind you, if you brought your cell phone in with you today, please turn that off because Doug's going to lead us in a meditation here in a moment. And I do have several announcements, and I have a couple other people who would like to make announcements this morning. So those of you who don't like announcements on Sunday morning, just slow your roll. Hold on just a hot second. People say, we don't know what's going on. Wait, you make too many announcements. You can't have it both ways. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this next week or two. I'd like to remind you that this coming Friday, is that correct? You know what I'm going to say. Yes, thank you, Rick. Today is the 26th. There's 30 days in April. So this Friday, on May 1st, is First Friday Family Fun Night, of course. You're very familiar with that. 6:30 down in the social hall. Bring a snack if you can. If you can't, come anyway. And join us for just a fun evening, hanging around, chit-chatting with friends. And if you are a game player, there will be games. If you like to do a jigsaw puzzle, there will be jigsaw puzzles. It's just fun to hang out. The very next day, I'm excited when you go downstairs, you're going to see a flyer like this downstairs. Saturday, May 2nd is World Labyrinth Day, and we are going to participate this year. There is a labyrinth out at Wiggums Hollow Park, which is north of us, 2808 10th Street. We meet right before 1 o'clock because everybody worldwide is going to walk as one at 1 in their local time zone. So we're very excited. We hope many of you will come out. Be there, start walking with us at 1. You can stay as long as you choose. There's no set formal program. Just come out. We'll be doing a meditative walk in the labyrinth, and we'd love to have you join us. Then let's see. You will also notice downstairs on the table some little pink flyers. These are some flyers. We have a community member who is looking for some caregiving support. We're looking for 4 or 5 women to provide a couple of hours, 1 day a month. So just every now and then to provide some support for some visiting, a little simple cooking, maybe doing dishes, running a couple of errands, a little bit of light house cleaning, just a couple of hours, 1 time a month. So if you are interested and able, there's an email address for Candy, our board member who is coordinating this. You can get in touch with her. We would really appreciate that help. I did mention in the email yesterday, it's almost time for Unity at the Aqua Sox again. I've got our tickets. We're going on July 26th for the 4:05 game. I'll have the tickets for sale the 1st of May. They're $14 a piece. There's a limited number of tickets this year, so if you are interested in going, as soon as I start selling them next Sunday, I hope you will buy them. You know, if something comes up, you can probably give your ticket away, but get your ticket early so you can come and join us.
Are you wearing those nice coordinated t-shirts?
Of course we're wearing our nice coordinated t-shirts. Thank you. Some of you have a t-shirt that says Everett Unity on it. If you don't and would like one, see me after service because we can get one made for you. I'll show you. We have someone in our community that will make a cute little Everett Unity t-shirt for you. And, oh yeah. I was gonna wait until we got a little closer to announce. You may be in a downpour and get drenched when you go to the game at the end of July. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, Yvonne, would you like to come up? Yvonne wants to talk a little bit about the garden sale, which is coming up faster than you think. I mean, you and I know it's coming up fast.
This is the last announcement I'm going to make about the plant sale because, believe it or not, the plant sale has 1 Sunday left for work party, and then we have the plant sale on Saturday. So this coming Sunday, I'd like all of you who have got ceramic containers, nice ceramic pots, those sort of things, not the black plastic pots that you get and empty from getting something at Lowe's or wherever. Those people just give away. But we're looking for the nice pots that we need to price and take care of that next Sunday at a pricing party. So anybody who wants to stay after social hour, all these pots and containers that are going to show up next Sunday need to get priced. So I'd love to get some volunteers. A, bring those pots and containers, and B, stick around and help us price them so they're consistent amongst all the different ones we have. Also, we've got some short, narrow boxes that have showed up. Thank you for bringing those. If you've got any more, containers are needed so people can take their plants home. And just to raise a hand, how many of you are bringing plants? Oh, excellent. Wow. Oh, I'm so impressed. Thank you all. Yes, I'm digging mine up today out of the yard. Plus, I've already got more. I've got irises and so forth. And we've got Mike, who isn't here today, but Mike Anderson's donating some beautiful tubers for dahlias, as well as tubers he's already sprouted. So those will be in soil. And those are very popular. So put it on your calendar to help out by working next week at pricing. And then the other thing we need is workers. Now, worker bees don't have to be power arm people, but we do need a little help bringing the tables from downstairs upstairs. And that's going to happen between 7 and 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, May 9. That's a big ask for some of you, if you can be there, making eye contact with some of the people in here who might be willing to help. Cleanup, of course, is going to happen when we're done, and that might happen somewhere around 12, 1 o'clock. It's kind of depends on how much stuff we have left. It's easier to carry things downhill. So those tables will be a little bit easier going downhill, but we could still use some help in the evening, in the afternoon as well. Love to see you there to buy as well if you're bringing cash, credit cards. Cindy will have her little card reader. So thank you for all of your efforts and volunteering, because it's only through your efforts that we have a plant sale. I do a lot of the background stuff, but the day of is just busy bees. We're all just busy helping, and people show up and they buy our stuff, which is cool. So thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And it really is fun to be there, so just come and check it out. I think it's a great public relations opportunity for us to meet people. We meet our neighbors around here. They're out walking their dogs, and it's just real fun to get to see everybody. Yvonne's coming back. Skeet, you're raising your hand.
Men's Fellowship is this coming Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. You're welcome to join us. And we're going to talk about impactful compliments.
That sounds fun. Impactful compliments at the men's group on Saturday, May 2nd, 9 a.m.
We all need to know how to do that, provide impactful compliments. So thank you. That's an impactful compliment. I forgot to mention, some of you were doing some recruiting of gift cards and items to donate that were donated by retailers. And if you've got those gift cards or things that have been given to you by a retailer, would you bring those next week? Because we'll need to go out and buy whatever we can with those gift cards. And also, I'm going to make a sponsor sheet, and currently we have QFC, Safeway, Lowe's, who've given gift cards, and I want to make sure that we have all those acknowledged so that the sponsors know that we appreciate their gift that they've given to us. So thank you.
And thank you, Yvonne, for everything you do.
Yes, yes. Well, the plant and garden sale is really the one fundraiser that we have $0 investment in. It's labor intensive, but it costs us absolutely nothing. So the money we make is all pure profit. David, would you like to come down and make a quick announcement? No, you need to be at the microphone. Yeah, sorry. He says, can I make a quick announcement at Sunday service? He did not know what he was volunteering for.
Okay. Anyways, I would like to thank people that attended the presentation last week on the Paleolithic people of the Columbia River Plateau that lived there over 20,000 years ago. Also, I omitted a name, very important name, of a luminary that was part of this Wenatchee group of archaeologists that discovered this civilization over on the Columbia River. And his name is Roy Chapman Andrews. In 1923, he was put on the cover of Time Magazine because he was the first individual to discover dinosaur eggs in Mongolia. They were fossilized dinosaur eggs, right?
Doug knows.
Oh, you know. All right, you know about him. But did you know that he later became the director of the Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C.? Yeah, yeah. And did you know that George Lucas borrowed his persona to use for one of his characters in one of his series of movies? Anybody know what the movie is? Indiana Jones. Yeah, he was the model for it. Yeah. So anyways, what they were claiming in 1929 was that there was a civilization on the Columbia River, and for some reason, maybe it was the economic conditions that just were happening in 1929, which was the Great Depression, and this whole story got lost, and now we're just picking it up 100 years later, and that's what the presentation is about. I will make one more presentation later on this year. They'll have video of the location over there that we're talking about, and I'll let you know when that becomes available. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. All right, thanks for bearing with us. It's all good information, all great stuff happening, and all stuff that some of you will want to know about, right? You don't need to know about everything, but you want to know about some of it, right, Dora Faye?
Garrett is turning 91 this week, and we brought a cake to celebrate.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well, that's yet another reason to come downstairs for social hour after service. All right, well, let's settle in. We're going to have a song and then meditation.
We're actually going to dust off the old hymnals here. For those of you who don't know, the number 305 on the board is For the Beauty of the Earth. We have to sing about that every spring. So please join us for that.
And you certainly may stand if you are up to that and you're up for it. Ready, hon? 3, 4.
For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the beauty of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, love we praise all things above, gentle, peaceful, calm and mild. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
May we take these next moments together to allow ourselves to align with that divine love with that cosmic pulse that underlies all of creation. May we take each moment, breath by breath, to feel that we are opening our hearts, fertile ground for Spirit to plant the seeds of our next chapter, of whatever we are heading toward. We're opening ourselves to your divine guidance, God. Breath by breath, allow that sense of calm and peace to fill your mind, body, and spirit. Father, Mother, God, I open myself to your peace. I open myself to the love which you plant inside me each day. We'll take some moments with no narrative voice just to dwell in that meditation, opening ourselves to the divine gardener.
I've been planting seeds in the ground, watered with my sweat and my tears, scattering them all around. Guess it's what I'm supposed to do with my years. Funny thing is, though I know what I've planted, but not what will show, always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still will pretend I know what the harvest will be, but it always comes down in the end. It was never really up to me. Funny thing is, when I just do my work and simply trust, it always seems that life is looking out for me. For me, whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will I am only one of billions of seeds. And when all is said and done, I just do what's mine to do and let it be. Let it be. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more, nothing more.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that song. That's Sal's arrangement of a song by Daniel Nemad. Right, Sal? That's Daniel's? Yeah. I've been wanting to share this particular story with you for some time. I've come today to tell a story about charity. And by charity, I don't mean a handout or a hand up to an unhoused person or a tax-deductible donation to Unity Center for Positive Living, commendable though those things are. By charity, I'm not primarily discussing the word as it appears in the King James Bible as a synonym for love, our Unity Power this month, though that does play a big part in my story. Instead, what I'm telling you about begins with a woman named Charity. And it's her biography that led me to talk to you today. Charity Woodrum grew up in Canyonville, Oregon, a small town south of Roseburg. And when I say small, well, her graduating class had 17 students in it. Charity was born into a family suffering from addiction, poverty, dysfunction. Neither of her parents had graduated from high school, and she says about her childhood that both of my parents at one time were addicted to some type of drug. And she didn't mean caffeine. When asked about her father, she remarks, I think one of the words people would use to describe him would be violent. So her home was not a safe, happy place. What do you do when you are a smart, sensitive child in this unhappy home? Many kids find connections to things that interest them and to adult mentors, say at school or at church. And Charity did that. She became the valedictorian of her class of 17. But many evenings when the tensions in her home were unpleasant or maybe unbearable, she'd slip outside, take a sleeping bag, and away from city lights, just stare up at the night sky. She says that being under that dark sky and seeing the Milky Way, she says that certainly affected me. It was a place of peace for me growing up. Let us cast our minds back to any similar moment. If we've been graced by one, eyes filled with a universe of light, the peace of the cosmos. Have you been there once or twice? Now, Charity reports, I was thinking a lot about how big the universe is. And how even though I was in this small town, that the world was a lot bigger. And the universe was a lot bigger, and there was just more out there to explore. At one point in middle school, Charity recalls talking about this desire to explore and seek a larger vision, like the one she imagined when she looked up at the stars. And she relates that, I asked one of my middle school teachers what I could do to work for NASA someday, and he laughed at me. It was like a chuckle. I don't think he was trying to be cruel, but he knew my family history. And we grew up in a very low-income area, and I think he was seeing all of that. Charity was the first person in her family to graduate from high school. And she decided that her initial goal would be to escape from poverty. Interested in science, but never having met anyone who actually had a science job, she went to community college and trained as a nurse. But she found this work too disturbing. People suffering, she would take that home and it would haunt her. She'd met a man named Jason by this point, a man she would marry. And because he loved to read, she said he read hundreds of books every year. He suggested, why not read some books that will take your mind off things? So Charity started reading and was drawn to popular works of astronomy by people like Carl Sagan. And she was blown away when she encountered the Hubble Deep Field Survey, which had found 3,000 galaxies in a tiny, dark, empty part of the sky after 10 days of exposure. In fact, the area studied was 1/24,000,000th of the total available sky. 1/24,000,000th. And they saw 3,000 galaxies. A later study, the Hubble Ultra Deep Field Survey, looked at even smaller part, 1/26,000,000th of the entire sky, but imaged for months rather than days. And they found over 10,000 galaxies in another dark, empty spot. Should we all just sit down now? I mean, holy cow. Charity realized she wanted to be an astronomer. And at this point, she was expecting a child and says, this is a very moving talk for me. You're going to see. It's just, I'm already crying. She said, I wanted him to pursue his biggest dreams. And I felt the only way to do that was to pursue mine. Wow. Talk about the power of love. I want to love this child by showing him how high he can reach, by doing that myself. So, about 9 months pregnant, she walked into an academic counselor's office at the University of Oregon and said, hey, I'm a registered nurse, but I want to go back to school for astrophysics. The counselor looked at her, she says, like she was a little bit crazy. But she moved forward. Entering school, one of the first people she met was Dr. Scott Fisher, an actual astrophysicist. And Charity saw that, yes, this is something a person could really do. She found out that Dr. Fisher had a research group and asked if she could be part of it. No, it's full. You can apply later. So she did. But instead of doing so, say, in the next academic quarter, She came to the professor's office just a few days later. And she kept coming back. Finally, Dr. Fisher found a spot for Charity in a research project studying galaxies. She was in heaven and looking at the heavens. If this story I'm bringing you today just went from joy to joy and success to success, wouldn't that be lovely? But this is a story of resilience, of hope and love renewed, and of rising from ashes. And now we must hear what happened that changed Charity's life. She and Jason had a couple of lovely years of study and raising their boy, Woody. Woody was his name. Charity and her family were very happy, and she was learning about the universe. She and Jason would camp near the Pine Mountain Observatory in eastern Oregon, where she gave sky tours while she was an undergraduate. And when Woody was in his third year, he once said to Charity, on a beautiful starry night following a week of cloudy weather, "Thank you, Mom, for turning the stars on." He thought it was his mom's job to turn the stars on at night. In January 2017, with unseasonably sunny weather forecast, Charity and Jason took a weekend break on the Oregon coast with their beloved boy. At one point, the three of them walked along the beach, and Charity was a little ahead of the other two as they strolled oceanside. There's a phenomenon on Pacific beaches called a sleeper wave or sneaker wave. Such a wave encountered in the ocean is termed a rogue wave, one that's large and unpredictable and seems to come from nowhere. And on that January day, without warning, a sneaker wave rolled in, and with awesome and terrible power, it swept Jason and Woody out to sea, sparing Charity entirely. That was it. Just like that, your life is turned upside down. Charity now calls this moment in her life simply the worst day. She says her memories from the turbulent hours following the tragedy are trauma-filled and fragmented, but eventually she found herself in an ambulance. With darkness approaching, the search was called off and she allowed herself to be sedated. After a brief hospitalization, Charity stayed with close friends. There was no way she could return to the home she'd shared with her husband and son. For weeks, she reports, she just lay on a couch, unable to do anything but simply exist. A group of friends took care of her round the clock, and they made sure there was always someone there with her, whether she was waking or sleeping. Finally, one of them, or a couple of them, asked if she thought going back to school would help her. And she decided that maybe that would be okay. And dressed in a black hoodie and black leggings, this woman everyone had known for her colorful clothes met with her mentor, the astrophysicist Dr. Fisher, and says that when they talked, he just started crying. And he said, you know, your life has turned completely upside down. Nothing is the same. So if you want to come back to the research group would be exactly the way it was before. This can be the one spot that never changed. And so she did that. Charity returned to her schooling, her research, her work. And in this dark and difficult period of her life, she engaged again with the task of studying galaxies like those found in the Hubble surveys. She says, you have to find the darkest spot. Let me say that again. You have to find the darkest part of the sky and look at it. And that's literally what I do. Just look in the darkest places and try to find light there. Finding light in the darkest places. Now, there are galaxies astronomers call quiescent. Their light is fading and they are no longer producing new stars. They lack reservoirs of a gas that fuels star formation. They are in fact dying. And this phenomenon of galaxies dying, also called galaxy quenching, is something Charity was studying deeply. Some 4.5 years after the worst day, Charity saw something she didn't know could happen. While studying a group of 8 galaxies, half of which were dimming and dying, the others still birthing stars, she realized through careful research that some of the galaxies in the group had evidently been rejuvenated from interactions with other galaxies in the same group. She thinks that vital gas reservoirs from some galaxies had been transferred to others that were beginning to fade and dim. It was as if they'd been brought back to life when a companion galaxy interacted with them. She says it's just like seeing a friend, and it lifts your mood. My childhood best friends, she says, are the biggest reason I was able to survive and make it to where I am today. When I was laying on that couch, the people coming over and helping me had no reason to, other than that they loved me. And I don't think a lot of people get to know who those people would be in your life. And I know who they are. If there's one thing to say about the power of love, this is it. It brought this young, grieving woman back to life. What else is love for? Sometime after she'd returned to school, a woman who had seen Charity's story online contacted her, telling her she had a friend who'd lost her husband and 3 daughters. And she wrote, "Hey, I don't know how to help you, but I think my friend Lynn can, because she's been through something just as tragic." Charity reached out to this woman and got supported and mentored by another survivor of trauma and grief. Lynn began spending time with Charity and would take her to dinner or bike riding or to the opera. And Charity says, we'd just start crying at dinner. But later we'd be at an event where Lynn would be laughing and full of life to the point where everyone in the room wanted to be around her because of it. She says, it was the first time that I could see that you can carry the heavy grief with you, but you can also still have happiness again, and maybe even hope. Something had dimmed her light just as much as mine was dimmed, but she was able to come back again. Charity decided she needed to learn to be happy again and to honor Woody and Jason through how she lived her life. She found out that a colleague in grad school had lost a loved one, and she reached out to her, and they began a friendship. She says she started looking for where I can shine bright for somebody else, or, honor the people who shine so bright for me, and that brings me a lot of meaning. And I also think, I now have my dream job, because she says, I work at NASA now. I'm a NASA postdoctoral fellow working with the James Webb Space Telescope. Take that, middle school teacher. And some of the galaxies I'm studying are actually in the Hubble Deep Field, which is what started her on the astronomy path to begin with. When Charity was finishing her doctoral dissertation, she chose to dedicate it with these words: For Woody and Jason Thomas, from the local universe to the first galaxies, the brightest moments in space and time occurred during our brief epoch together. That light is unquenchable.
Okay, stop. Oh my God.
Some 2,500 years ago, which is but a moment to a galaxy, the Greek playwright Aeschylus wrote these words in a play cycle, the Orestia. He wrote, it was in Greek, but I've found a translation. Does anyone here speak ancient Greek? Would you like me to do the original? Neither do I. He wrote, pain falls drop by drop upon the heart, until in our own despair, against our will, comes wisdom through the awful grace of God. I don't know if the meaning of awful there, I really could have looked this up, is how we think of it now. Oh, that has an awful smell, or what have you. Or the original meaning, which is awful. I'm full of awe in witnessing this. I don't know. In a more recent century, this idea was freshly clothed in words by Hazrat Inayat Khan. God breaks the heart again and again and again until it stays open. We can never live in a pain-free world. But as theologian Frederick Buechner wrote, in moments of pain, you can either be broken or broken open. You can either be broken or broken open. Charity's story makes me look at my ongoing life narrative, the drama of Doug, with new eyes. Am I making mountains from the molehills of difficulty and suffering in my life? I'm sure I am. I have a lifelong habit of doing this. Are my occasional losses such that I will never recover, which is my typical melodramatic response to, I don't know, getting a scratch on my car or a spot on a shirt? Or could I learn to live with them, to allow myself to be broken open by moments of pain which are inevitable? Can we open to the wisdom and grace of God? Can we put our trust in God and in that power within us that guides us to our truest dreams, the power of love that holds and connects us all? Can we remember that God's grace is present not only in some transcendent realm out there, but also in ways that people or pets or spring blossoms, any form of God's creation, in the ways they share their light with us? If we open our eyes, we will find that light, as Charity tells us, even in the darkest places. So let us look with love's gaze to find that light together. Thank you. Thank you.
I've heard that before, and I cry every time. It's so beautiful. It's so true.
You can find out more about Charity online, Charity Woodrum. There's a film I haven't seen yet, but there was a podcast I listened to that was the genesis of putting this together.
Let's all stand up. What the heck? Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a friend. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem, you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. Yes, lean somebody to lean.
Thank you for playing that song after that talk so we could pull ourselves back together. If I had had to come up here and talk to you after that talk, I don't think I would have been able to.
Think how it felt to be given it.
You did good. You had to practice, didn't you?
A little bit.
A little bit, a little bit. Did that one time. I had to give a memorial at my dearest friend's memorial service. And I wrote it out, and I read it in my head, and then I went to read it to my husband, and I couldn't get through the first paragraph. And I thought, okay, I'm going to have to practice this out loud for a hot minute. All right, my friends. Well, now it's time to bless our offering and thank our Creator for the many blessings that we have been given and affirm our gratitude. So let's start by affirming the truth about ourselves. And this is how it goes. My name is, and use your name, and I am prosperous always and in all ways. So let's say that together. My name is, and I am prosperous always and in all ways. Don't let that just be rote. Those are powerful words. Prosperous, always, forever and ever and ever and always, as in all forms. So let's take our offering now. You can hold it literally or figuratively to your heart. Just connect with that love that Doug was talking about. We've all been in that place where we needed that friend to lean on and found them. And we've all been that friend that someone else needed to lean on. That is love. That is love. And this prosperity that we share here with our time and our talent and our treasure is also love. So let's bless it together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I share, and all that I receive. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Amen.
For this, I think.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking to find and feeling groovy, groovy.
Are there cobblestones in Everett? New York City's a little older.
Hello, lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do, feelin' groovy, groovy. Ba 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 ba, ba dee do ba 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 ba, ba 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 dee do ba dee do ba dee day, ba ba, feeling groovy. I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. Doubled and drowsy and ready to sleep. But morning time, the ball is battles on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy, groovy, groovy.
For all that we give and receive, all the hugs and the eye contact and the jokes and the moments of tenderness and all that's donated and devoted in material work and sweat equity and everything that puts it all together, we are ever so grateful. Amen.
Amen.
All right, my friends, it's time for us to finish our service. If you have time, please come downstairs and join us for social hour for Gary's 91st birthday cake. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thank you for coming this morning. Thank you to our wonderful musicians and our speaker, Doug. We always love this last Sunday of the month. Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, and let's welcome our kids in. We'll circle around the room, say our prayer of protection, and sing our peace song. What was our count today? 47. I think when we get our kids in here, we should be able to make it. Oh, yeah, we'll be fine. You got it. You got it. Ta-da.
Yay!
Okay, my friends. Gathered together in this circle. Like to put our dear Woods family in the circle. Frida Woods, matriarch of this church, passed away this last weekend. She is the grandmother of our wonderful Ireland and Savannah, our singers. Stuart Woods' mom. She was 98 years old. And she and her husband, along with the Adderson family, were instrumental in making sure that every single one of us who is in this room is here today. So quite the foundation we have been fortunate to be built on. Frida's memorial service will be in this room on Saturday, I don't know where September came from. Saturday, May 16th at 2 o'clock. And all of you are welcome to join us. Yes, May 16th at 2 p.m. So let's keep them and all of our loved ones in this circle as we say our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
was getting tired.
Hey, brother. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.